If you've been told your whole life to save money, forget everything you know. Because while you're sitting on your savings account making almost nothing, the wealthy are doing something completely different, and it's changing their financial futures in ways that savings alone never could. Here's what most people get wrong. They think building wealth is about cutting expenses and putting money in the bank. They think the path to financial freedom is a spreadsheet of sacrifice. But that's not how the rich actually operate. The wealthy understand something fundamental that the average person misses. Saving money doesn't make you rich. Investing money does, and there's a world of difference. Right now, if you have $500 a month sitting in a high-yield savings account, you're earning maybe 4 or 5% annually. That sounds good on the surface. That's about $25 a month. Except inflation is running around 3 to 4%. So after inflation, you're actually only getting richer by 1 to 2% per year. Mathematically, you're losing the race. Your money is getting weaker, not stronger. And if you do this for 30 years, you're going to look back and realize you left enormous amounts of wealth on the table. The rich don't do this. They move their money into investments where it can grow at 8, 10, or even 12% per year. And that difference compounds into life-changing wealth. But here's the thing nobody tells you. They don't become investors by waking up one day and deciding to be disciplined. They use a system, and that system has 4 core parts. The first is what we call pay yourself first. This isn't about the amount of money. This is about priority. When you get paid, the very first thing that happens is that a portion of your income gets moved to an investment account before you even see it. Not after bills, not after you've spent what feels natural. Before. Most people do this backwards. They spend money, then save what's left. The rich reverse it. They save first, then spend what's left. Here's how it actually looks. You get your paycheck. Automatically, without you lifting a finger, 10% goes straight to investments. You never see it in your checking account. Your brain never thinks of it as money you have to spend. And here's why this matters. When money disappears before you touch it, you adapt. You adjust your lifestyle to what remains. You don't feel like you're sacrificing because you never had the chance to think you owned that money in the first place. Psychologically, this is genius, and practically, it works. Now, if you're thinking you can't afford to invest 10% because you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're not alone. But here's the reframe. You can't afford not to. Because every year you wait, you're giving up compound growth. Someone who invests 10% starting at 25 is going to be exponentially wealthier at 65 than someone who waits until they're 35 to start, even if that second person invests 20%. The math of compounding is that powerful. So how do you actually do this? With automation, the second part of the system. Automation is not exciting. It's not flashy. Nobody takes a screenshot of their automation and posts it online. And that's precisely why it works. You set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your investment account on the same day you get paid. You set it and forget it. No willpower required, no debate, no temporary budget crisis that convinces you to skip it this month. It just happens. The wealthiest people treat investing like a bill they have to pay, except they're paying themselves. And because they've automated it, they can't convince themselves to skip it. The third part is giving every dollar a job. This is where your money stops being random and starts being strategic. Here's how most people manage money. They earn an income. Some of it covers rent and bills. Some gets spent on wants. And if there's anything left over, sometimes it goes to savings. Their money is following their behavior. But the wealthy flip this. They decide in advance exactly where every dollar is going to go before they earn it. So let's say you make $4,000 a month after taxes. You sit down and you allocate it. $1,000 goes to rent. $300 goes to utilities and subscriptions. $200 goes to groceries. $100 goes to gas or transportation. $500 goes to a car payment. That's $2,100 total on necessities. That leaves you with $1,900. Of that, $500 automatically goes to investments. $600 goes to a buffer for unexpected expenses. $700 goes to discretionary spending. And $100 goes to a specific goal, like a vacation or a new laptop. Now you know exactly where every dollar is going. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to feel guilty. You're not restricting yourself. You're just directing yourself. But here's the real magic. That $500 you're investing, it's not going into a regular savings account. It's going into index funds or a brokerage account where it can actually grow. The fourth part of the system is choosing the right vehicles for your money. Most young people have never heard of a Roth IRA or index funds or ETFs, and they're missing out on tax advantages and simplicity that literally save them hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. A Roth IRA lets your money grow completely tax-free. Index funds let you invest in 500 companies with a single purchase. ETFs give you instant diversification. These aren't complicated, they're just not taught in school. When you combine these four things, pay yourself first, automation, giving every dollar a job, and investing in the right vehicles, something shifts. You stop thinking of yourself as someone who saves money. You become someone who builds wealth. And here's what happens over time. That $500 a month growing at 8% a year, after 10 years, it becomes $85,000. After 20 years, it becomes $230,000. After 30 years, it becomes over $600,000, all from money you never even saw hit your checking account. Meanwhile, someone putting that $500 in a savings account earning 4%. After 30 years, they have about $250,000. That's a difference of $350,000. And the only difference was where the money went. This is why the rich don't save. Saving is a survival strategy. Investing is a wealth strategy. So if you're serious about building the kind of wealth that gives you freedom in your 20s and 30s and beyond, you have to make a choice today. You have to decide that your money is going to work for you instead of against you. You have to set up the system. You have to automate it. And you have to trust the math. If you found this useful, subscribe to Jim's Money Playbook. We release videos every week on making money work smarter, and I'd love to have you in the community. The biggest wealth builder in your life isn't your income. It's your commitment to a system that compounds.